everybody, and welcome back once again. Here we are with another edition of Inside the Headset. It is Week 8, Game 8. Coach Creasy has played 7 games. We know there was a fall break, but we're all caught up now. We've played 7, and now he's got 3 left, and he's got a big one in front of him. But let's talk about what the Oakland Patriots have been doing. How you doing, Coach?
Doing well.
Got to watch last Friday night. I watched a broadcast coming to me out of Haywood, and got to see the Tomcats and the Patriots. Looked really good, Coach. Had some special teams score. You've been activating that group a lot more. Actually making that a different kind of a group that you want to be a part of. You know, where special teams really has been fun to most people, but when you're blocking punts or kicks or causing destruction, that is fun. Worked a couple of backs in. Made some passes, had some fun, went over and got a W, and then came home, got a rolling clock, talked a little bit about the Haywood Tomcats.
Yeah, Haywood's solid team. I tell you, their coach, man, he does a great job. You know, he got hired last year, same time I got hired. So,
yep.
You know, we're going through some of the same stuff. So, you know, that second year, he's having a whole lot more success. You know, he's having guys buy into his way of doing things. He's got tremendous support, you know. He talks about all the support he got from his administration. The town loves football.
You could see that.
It's a football town. I mean, their stands were packed, and the environment was cool. And, of course, they have a lot of tradition over there. And I look for those guys to make a lot of noise in the playoffs. They have a huge game with our first opponent, Northside, Jackson Northside.
Okay.
I think they're playing pretty much for the district championship this week.
Okay.
So, you know, we saw a good Haywood team. And, you know, like I said, we were really pleased with how our guys played.
Well, they're a Class 3A, right?
4A.
4A, Class 4A. But and they're good in their division. Maybe didn't have the athletes you currently have and everything, but they did play with aggressiveness. They weren't scared of you.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk. I mean, you know, even though you may not have as many people or as much talent on the ball, they played a little chippy, Coach.
Yeah, those guys. The thing I like about them is they did have plenty of athletes. I don't know if you noticed, our guy Lazarius Patterson, about the fastest guy on our team, breaks a long run and he gets ran down by a defensive end, number 55. Well, he just happens to be like the 100-meter champion, you know, in their division over there. So, you know, we've been giving him a lot of grief about getting ran down by a guy who wears a 55 jersey, but they had plenty of athletes. Just a lot of them were juniors. Some of them were younger guys like sophomores. So they're playing a lot of young guys, and so Haywood is going to be good next year as well, real good next year as well. So, you know, we were happy with what, you know, the result of the game and the way we played. I thought we got off the bus well. You know, you don't always do that on 3-hour bus rides, but our guys got off the bus and took care of business. And, you know, they pulled within 8 points. It was 14-6 for a while. And so, you know, it was one of those deals where our guys had to, you know, respond. And our guys responded.
Make up your mind.
We responded well. You know, like I said, we had a couple of interceptions on defense. Special teams, again, played well for us. Had another long field goal. You know, we're real proud of what both our kickers have done this year. And then, of course, our quarterback, he was 10 for 13 throwing the ball, and 2 of his 3 incompletions were drops.
Right.
So he was right on the money 12 out of 13 times, and had a couple touchdown throws. So, you know, overall, it was, again, a team effort. And that's what we're going to do again this Friday.
Kids are back in school. You've had a couple of days practice. You're back into your normal routine. What's going on now? What have you been working on?
Well, you know, it's the Battle of the Borough. Definitely got to get ready for Riverdale. They're going to bring their best game to us. They've been in every game so far this year.
Yes, they have.
The 3 losses, you know, are by combined, I think, 12 points. So they had a chance to win all 3 games that they lost. So they're real close to being 7-0, just like us. You know, Coach Creasy's doing a great job over there. Their defense is playing a whole lot better. Of course, they got Coach Holcomb over there calling plays, and you know, now he's got everybody in his system. He's doing a really good job. You can tell he's going to be a great special play caller, and that's a tremendous challenge for our defense. You know, our defense every week is you know, kind of held opponents to a low score, but they're going to have trouble this week. You know, we got a good play caller. Quarterback's playing well.
He's playing better.
And then, of course, they got all those weapons, you know.
Yeah.
They've got, not just one person.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a true triple threat out there. You know, they can split a receiver out here that can go to the house. They can split a receiver out here that can go to the house. And then, of course, Savion's in the backfield. He can go up the middle and go to the house. So it's pretty unique what they're doing. It's almost wing-tish, you know, because they're doing a lot of speed sweep, and then all the plays off of the speed sweep, they just happen to be doing it out of the gun.
So get ready for that game. It's coming up here real soon. You guys are going to start looking for games for the 2017, 2018. We'll be ending up the contract, but people don't understand. You're going to be on the hunt looking for games. And I talked to Creasy yesterday after the interview, and he said, what is it? I think another 2 weeks or 10 days, you're going to know who your set games are, like who's going to be in your district.
Yeah.
Okay, explain that.
We still don't know exactly who's in our district or region or whatever you want to call it. You know, all these things are subject to change. Some people's enrollment have gone up, some have gone down. TWSAA is working diligently right now trying to figure out who's going to be in which district, you know, to cut down on some travel. But, you know, some people said there's going to be an all Rutherford County district. Some people have said there's going to be, you know, Rutherford County split down the middle. You know, no one knows except for those guys at TWSAA. So we'll find out in a couple weeks, and depending on that, we may have as few as one non-region game.
Wow.
Or we could have as many as 5 non-region games. And for a team like Oakland, you know, whether I was here or not, Oakland, for the last few years, has had trouble filling their schedule. And that's why you see some out-of-state opponents. That's why you see us getting on a bus and going 3 hours. So it's one of those deals where it gives an opportunity to play some people from not around this area. So that's pretty interesting. We'd prefer to play people that are located close to us because it makes for a natural rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the gate. I mean, it's going to be hard to get people from other areas, unless they're already following that football program well, to travel and hit your gate, and you do the same. I mean, it burdens both of you, whereas, like you said, Smyrna playing Oakland, or Blackman playing Oakland, or the Battle of the Borough, all those are just great games that have the potential to pull people to come see high school football.
Right, and here's the thing about it. If they do split Rutherford County up, I'm sure, you know, Smyrna, Blackman, some of those guys that are, you know, always rivals with us will keep playing just because it's going to be a tremendous gauge, you know. It helps fund both our programs. But you look at somebody like Williamson County, you know, the state champion resides in Williamson County.
Yes, sir.
You know, they won it all last year. So if you could get 1 or 2 Williamson County schools to play Rutherford County schools, I think that would make for great rivalries and great crowds, great gates. And then, of course, there's also other schools that are about our size around this area that would bring a lot of interest, a lot of fans, and, of course, a great ball game.
Let's talk about who you would, if you could just go down the wish list. I mean, does the Centennial entertain you? Would play in the other Creasy, or play in Donnie Webb, or
Well, that's funny. Those two you mentioned, that we have a history. You know, back in the day when I was first starting, Donnie Webb, you know, helped get me a job. I was his assistant, and then of course that'd be cool. But we were both coaching these two twins, the Creasy boys. So you know that'd be a neat little side story. But you know, it's all about playing people that are building great programs, and both those guys over at Williamson County are doing that, and making for good opponents and good competition. And then, of course, like I said, bringing a good fan base, and Williamson County does that. You know, you look at all those guys over there; they have a tremendous fan base. Some of those schools haven't been around very long, and they still have a lot of people coming to those games. So, yeah, I mean, we're open for whoever, Middle Tennessee. You know, like I said, we just jumped off a bus last week. You know, 3-hour drive, cost us, you know, a couple $1,000 just for one charter bus. So that's what you're looking at when you're looking at going on the road and taking some far trips, is that you actually may lose some money. But we're hoping that somebody around here will play. But if not, you know, we're willing to get on the bus and maybe head up to your neck of the woods. Maybe go to Kentucky, play some of those guys.
Well, I mean, that's just what I was getting ready to break into. You're not scared to play Trinity. I mean, you're not going to back down from them, but I mean, it's not ever happened. But I mean, if they called up and you said, would you come up here and trade with us?
Well, I remember Riverdale back in the day. They went as far as Ohio.
Okay.
And went up there and represented Murfreesboro well. Did a great job of beating those guys. I think Coach Alot went up and played.
St. X.
St. X.
Yeah, played at Papa John's. I went on that game with Kroger.
I was there too.
Yeah.
I was there watching those guys and beat St. X.
Yes.
So I thought that was impressive. So, we're willing to go on the road, and like I said, if we have to, a lot of times those are type of bowl games. I've been a part of those bowl games in Kentucky. Unfortunately, they won't let you share and bring half the referees with you, from Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's the one negative part is they're all Kentucky officials. But a lot of times those bowls have sponsors, and those sponsors take care of your travel and some of your expenses. So that's one advantage of playing some of those Kentucky schools and playing them early.
Well, I hate that, because I look for a fair contest. Anybody, and I don't care if you wear a black and white shirt as far as a referee or you're a coach or you're an official or administrator, anybody that deprives or tries to take away something from a kid like winning a game and not let them decide the outcome is an evil person. And I just don't have any time for them, and it really runs up my back because you're not cheating me, you're cheating the child. And that's what gets me, who's worked hard and sacrificed to be in the arena competing. And then you got some guy over here with a flag who's made up his mind he's going to change the outcome of the game. And that's just not fair to any kid.
Well, I tell you, we went up and played Mayfield, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I think it was Mayfield.
Yeah. They had some good football players.
And they were really good. And then of course I think we played Murray. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, we're game. When I was at Trousdale, we're up 21-0. I mean, when the game starts, and the next thing you know, we had 18 penalties. 13 holding calls. 13 holding calls.
No way.
And we ended up losing like 48-40. And it was crazy, so you just...
So I'd love to have film on that. I mean, you talk about a YouTube fun there, buddy. You talk about laying somebody open, throwing them under the bus, Coach.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly worth the trip that time. So, I'm still a little suspect on going up to Kentucky.
Oh, I would be too.
Well, we might work out a home and home or something like that. But like I said, I've seen...
Let's just play fair. Let's let the kids decide.
Like I said, I think it was Mayfield. Is that in Graves County?
Yes.
Yep, that's where we were. We're at Graves County, and like I said, it was rough.
Got you up there and locked the door.
I'm telling you,
that's what they call it.
That was my first career loss.
You never forget that one.
That one kind of stung a little bit. Like I said, it was a lot of crazy stuff went on that night. But I tell you, I think it was like the good Lord's way to kind of make me appreciate the referees we have in Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Once you go up there, you definitely appreciate it.
I do. And there's some quality guys out there, and they don't give two shakes who wins. They're going to call a good game. And if the kid's getting chippy, they let us play through the whistle down here. We're going to say that. But if he sees a kid getting chippy, he don't have a problem giving unsportsmanlike or tossing his tail in and out of the ball game. We all know that, and we've seen some kids that probably need to go out. It's just the way it is. It's going to be pretty special Friday night. A guy that's been around here a long time, they're going to name that field after him. He's an icon here in this county, and an icon and somebody as an administrator. A lot of people look and say, if that's my principal, that's the guy, I want him to have some of the same characteristics, be able to lead a good pep session. He's a warrior. It doesn't matter if it's women's golf. It doesn't matter if it's a badminton team, the rifling team, dove hunting team. It doesn't matter, whatever it is at Riverdale. He's a warrior through and through, and that's Tom Nolan.
That's right. Hey, Tom Nolan was principal while I was over there, and a lot of the guys that work with me, worked under Tom.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, tremendous principal. The guy deserves all the accolades that are going with him. Everybody talks about what a great principal is. He's a great human being. You know what I'm saying? So whoever's idea was to name the field after him.
Congrats. Yeah, give him kudos.
Dude, that was an easy decision. You know what I'm saying? So he deserves it, and a great dude, and done a great job of leading the school for a while. It's well deserved, and like I said, those guys will be fired up. They'll be fired up for that game. Of course, it's senior night as well.
Yeah.
It's Battle of the Borough. I think the Great American Rivalry Series is going to come back and cover the game as well. Make sure they have their representatives there. And I think the winner gets a trophy, the winner gets a hat, all that stuff. But the biggest thing is the winner gets, hopefully. Some home field advantages
Yes, sir.
in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
That's the biggest thing.
Well, Stork Vision will be there Friday night. We'll be looking forward to turning up, and the link will be hot on my website. So we'll go over to Tomahawk Stadium, the new Tom Nolan Field, which will be christened Friday night, and the Oakland Patriots and the Riverdale Warriors. We'll see you there for kickoff. It'll be at 7 o'clock. The Battle of the Borough.